Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of Micks Mowers. In today's episode we're going to be taking a look at several job lots I've got coming. I think I've got about 14 to 16 mowers coming over the course of about 2 weeks. The first one we're looking at is a Spear & Jackson mower. I've not had one of these type of mowers in before, but the engines I've worked on before, they're pretty self-explanatory. So that'll be first on the deck. Nice little 19, 21 inch cut mower with a plastic deck. Hopefully should make a good little seller, bit of luck. So what we do is first I'll take it outside, show you what I have just picked up in this job lot, and have a little sneaky peek at them. And then we're just going to work our way all the way through them until they're all gone, pretty much. Some of them might just be good for spares, some might be good for runners and to be sold on, we don't yet know. If this is the first time I'm watching Micks Mowers, hit the old subscribe button, whack your bell, set your notifications to all. That way you'll be told one done a video or two on my Saturday night weekly live stream, which starts at 6:30 PM UK time. So without further ado, let's get down and dirty, let's check out this job lot of mowers. So here's the first one. We're going to look at this one here, which is a Spear & Jackson. It looks like about a 21 inch cut. I'll have to measure it. Looks about a 21 inch cut. Pull cord looks knackered, and there's a big lump of, I don't know what that is, napkins or something underneath the carburetor, which suggests it's had a carburetor leak or something's gone wrong there before. I haven't pulled it over. This came in last night. Apart from that, I don't know anything else about the mower. Let's have a quick look outside, see what's occurring. That you would have already seen. That's the rotator I just done. So we've got quite a few here. We've got little Power Devil champion thing, little web. I've got two of these Quicksilvers, one here and one at the top end. Little Sovereign. Also got 1, 2, 3 Crowcasts, Briggs and Strats flatheads, and 450, 350Es. Mountfield 545. No box for that one. Little tiny, what's that? Power Devil, Power Force or something. It's a Mountfield style setup deck. Got the wrong box on it, but that can go somewhere else. And also got a nice little 450, 470 power drive one as well. That's a bit sick now, and I have tried to pull that one over, coming last night, but the engine's wobbling, so I'm not sure if this crankshaft is bent or what. We'll have to go into that, but that's what we got. Let's go back in the shed and have a quick little look, see if we can't get this lawnmower running. Right, so here it is, little Spear & Jackson mower, 2009, in October it was built. I can't put it over because the pull cord is a bit knackered. I think the dead man works okay, but there's only that much throw on it. There's no more throw. So the first thing to do before I do anything is to take this pull cord off. 1, 2, 3, 4 8mm bolts to do that. Let's do that very quickly. Should be about an 8mm, I would have thought, but generally are these ones. I quite like these little engines, these little Chinesiums. They're not a bad little machine. Cool, that was on there. So let's run these off. Oh, there goes the old pull cord. That's it. So we'll run these off, and I just want to put the new pull cord in there. Now, I'm not going to show you how to do that because I've done loads of videos on how to do pull cords. They're all pretty much the samey, so no need for you to see that. What I'm going to do on this, just watch where that goes, is this cover, I'm going to sand it down, and I'm going to spray it up with my old silver spray paint I got, just to bring it up, because it will match this deck quite well. And I'm going to blacklist the guards in, all that sort of stuff. So there's a pull cord. Let me just find that bolt that just disappeared down here. Otherwise I should be looking for spare parts that I haven't got. And put that in my magnet tray. It's got a WD-40 or some kind of oil in there, penetrating oil in there. And as you can see, this pull cord's knackered. So just pull it out as far as it'll go. Put something in it to wedge it, and then cut the cord, and then I put a new one in. So give us 2 minutes to get that done. Right, so I've put the pull cord on now. That's now all done. Let's put a bit of juice in here. I'm expecting this to leak, because that's why we've got all this tissue paper here. So I'm guessing we've got a bit of a carburetor issue, but I just want to see this machine will fire up. I don't want a lot. Just put enough in there just to start it. And I want to see if that carburetor is going to leak then. Let's have a little look. No leak at the moment that I can see. Okay, let's put a fuel cap back on. Still no leak. Let's put it onto choke up the top. I think choke is all the way forward on these, from what I remember. Still no leak at the minute. Let's give it a quick little pull, see what happens. Nothing. Still no leak, so let's take the plug out and let's do it the old way. Let's whip plug out, see what we got. Oh, it's really good. No fuel on there, I don't think. Oh no, there's a little bit of fuel on there, not a lot. What we got? Oh, torch plug, straight in the bin. I don't live in my shed. We have no living here. Let's put a decent one in there, one we know and trust. Let's put an NGK in there. Torch plugs are only good for smashing windows. Right, let's put one of these in there. Bit of spray. We don't have them plugs in my house. Let's put a little bit of spray up in there. That's right in the eyeball. That's better. Let's wind that plug in. I'll check for leaks again in a minute. I'm not seeing nothing down. There's a bit of paint discoloration on there though, which tells me possibly it's been leaking. But all we want is this machine just to fire, and then we can then do something with it. It may not. It may be. It may have had it, but we shall see in a minute. Take that out. Put that back onto there. Let's put that onto there. Right, let's see what happens now. Now it's got a bit of juice in there. Let's see if it'll fire up. Oh, hang on, pull cord stuck. But let's put it in there. That's where it wants to go in. It wants adjusting. So we're getting nothing through there at all. Let's check that brake lever, see if that brake's going back enough. I think it is. Let's try that. Nothing at all. Absolutely nada. So let's check for spark. If we ain't got no spark, we ain't got nothing, have we? I'm just going to slacken that pull cord assembly off, so I'll get a better throw on it. Okay, let's look inside there. Yeah, it's nice and clean in there. Let's put that just there. I might have to slacken this pull cord assembly off ever so slightly, just so I can test for spark. I'm going to grab a little lever brake just to shut the brake off, like so. Let's have a little look here. Yeah, we've got a spark. I can see a spark there. Yeah, nice big spark too. Okay, try a bit more stuff. Let's try it one more time. See what we don't get. Okay, that fired. I heard it. You must have seen it. So we've got a spark and we've got a good engine. So I think we look at this carburetor because it had tissue underneath here, which is suspect that we have a fuel issue. So I think the carburetor first, and then we'll go from there. Right, so let's get on starting. Get rid of some of this foliage. Should be about 8 or 10 mil. It's going to be a 10 just to make me look stupid. We've got the fuel on and off. That might have something to do with it. There you go. Before we go any further, the fuel's turned off. Let's turn the fuel on. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. I don't want to do nothing before we investigate this. I ain't taking the carburetor apart if it don't need it. So let's just crack this little tiny. Oh, that's weird. That's normally a 10 mil on all them carburetor bolts. Notice. Oh, let's try and just crack that off. Oh, who did that up, He-Man? There she goes. Alright, let's just crack this little 8 mil, this little 10 mil off. Let's try and pull some fuel through. A little bit of fuel coming through, but nowhere near as much as. Oh, yeah, that's water. That's water in there. That's not even petrol. Plenty of fuel in the tank. But we're not getting, as you can see, we're not getting the flow that we require. That's really stale fuel and water in there. So let's put that back in. So it's definitely going to be a carburetor job. Definitely. Let's put you back in there. Yeah, I don't like cleaning carburetors if it don't need it. I tell you, I'm one just for literally if it go off its own back and someone's just got rid of it because the pull cord snapped. Because these all come from a refuse collection site. See. All right, undo that. Undo that. Let's get a magnet tray in. So don't lose no bits. For those of you that haven't got magnet trays, I recommend you get them because they're absolutely brilliant. You don't lose no bits. Well, I do. Let's turn that fuel off now and go off. You've got an air breather pipe, crankcase breather pipe to remove at the front end. I've just done it now. Loosey goosey that off. That comes off. Just want to set the choke, make sure the choke's working right. That's fully open and fully choking all the way back to me. There's a twig in the way, that could be part of the problem as well. So that's all choking as it should do. But I believe the problem to be carburetor fault because we've got water in the system. A flat bit of a gasket goes on the bottom. That's easy enough to remember. And now I've got this contraption to remove now. I might have to get a pair of long nose pliers in here. Glossy red handles. Let's remove the spring one first. That comes off. And then just get underneath this throttle cable, lift that one up. And that will then, you've got a fuel pipe around the back here to remove, and you've got this one here to take out. What I do with these is I just bend that arm round ever so slightly. Okay, bend it round, you won't hurt it. It's got plenty of play in there, and you can then literally just get it round that curve and then come off. Okay, so that's what I do with those. I don't muck about with them. You can always bend it back. I've not had one snap on me yet. Let's take this fuel line clip off the fuel hose, which is going to be easier said than done, and we all know Micks hates these with a passion because my hands are just too big. That's gone back. Now the fuel is cut off on the carburetor but not cut off on the tank, so I also recommend you get yourself a pair of medical forceps and then you just crimp that fuel off. Once it's crimped off, it ain't going nowhere. You need a set of medical forceps too. So now that fuel won't go nowhere, you can now give that fuel line a bit of a twist. Let's move some of these linkages out of the way. A bit of a twist first, and then just ease that back like so, and you'll lose no fuel. That carburetor will then come off. We've got throttle spring there, not playing ball. I won't stretch that too much if I can help it. Where are you going? Get under that clip, are you? Okay, I see. That can now come off, and then just put that linkage back onto that governor arm there, or choke throttle arm there, and there's your carburetor. It feels very, very light, but I think all the water's come out of it. So we'll go over to the bench, put that on the bench, see what that looks like inside. I'm suspecting it to be yucky. And what I'll also do is I'll drain all this fuel out, see what colour that fuel looks like afterwards once we're done. Okay, people, so I've got the carburetor. That's here. I get a bit of blue roll, which was kindly given to me by one of my subscribers who sent me a pack of 6 blue rolls over. So thank you very much for that. You know who you are. They're on my Amazon wish list. Feel free to check out the wish list for bits and pieces, for tools. And just want to show you very quickly, whilst that carburetor's just been tipped up. Let me show you. Inside the carburetor, see that there? That'd be water. Just there. See that? That's water in the carburetor. So we have got water in the carb, which is never a good thing because I don't like running on water. I can walk on water, but let's loosen that off. I like to just burst mine, bump, and then come off quite quick. So I like to put blue roll down so then you can see what you're dealing with. Carburetor's now empty. Oh my lord! This is like someone's taken a number two in my carburetor. Oh my lord! Look at that. I've got stuff all over the camera too now. Let me come back in 2 seconds. I've got all over my face. Let me show you. I'm not shy. It's all over my face, everywhere. So let me come back in 2 minutes and we get cleaned up. Okay, so a bit cleaned up now. I was a bit mucky. Let's take this. Take that little pin out. We're going to take the float off. There's a main jet in there to come out. We've got the little tiny bowl just there. I want to get some carb cleaner, because this is quite a bad one, and you know that you guys and girls know I don't use carb cleaner very often, but it's a case of having to when you got a carburetor in this state. Mrs. P's just coming in now. She's going to be very, very quiet because she doesn't like to upset me when I'm recording, but she has got a nice cup of coffee for me. So come on in, Mrs. P. Oh, you can't. Just move the camera stand, it'll be fine. Yeah, just move it to one side. There's no camera on it. Camera's over here. So come on down. The price is right. Say hi, Mrs. P, to everybody. They all said hi to you. I've got a cup of coffee. Yeah. Bacon sandwich. No. No bacon sandwich. Thank you. So yeah, this carburetor looks like someone's actually taken a raw turd in it. Absolutely rocking and rolling, that is. So we're going to try and clean that up best we can, that bowl, because it is critical to the engine's fuel system. So we're going to hit it with a wire brush. This may be a ultrasonic cleaner job. I still get stuff over my face. I should wear a face shield. Let's get a bit of WD-40 because it's not quite so aggressive when you spray it with WD-40. So what I mean, it's not quite so aggressive as you can rinse it out a bit. But that is shocking. Looks like someone had a Vindaloo and forgot to wipe. Right. But this little lawnmower, it cost me, I think it cost me about 15 quid. So that ain't too bad, is it, for a little tiny mower? That ain't too bad now, we're getting there. It was a bit more work, but a bit of sanding maybe, just to get rid of some of the pitting. Let's have a look in here, get rid of some of that stuff. Let's get rid of a naan bread. Right, I've got my screwdrivers. Now I use 3 or 4 different types, depending on my jet, and this is one I generally favour. This one here. It's the one I made myself. Tends to fit quite well. Now very gently, you've got to push down hard when you remove these because you don't want to upset the heads. You upset the head, game over, you're looking for a new carburetor. So now I'm going to take that out. I'm guessing that to be completely plugged, right? Let's have a little bit of a tap, and maybe a tube inside there. You have to go in deep down here, right inside where the tube is. Push that down, give it a tap, see if it'll come out on its own accord. No, it ain't gonna. So what you need to do, what I do now, is I get my files. I'll just get the one that's slightly too big. That's going to be about him, I'd say, at a rough guess. And try and poke it up inside there, up through the main jet tube. Like that. Give it a bit of a clean out. And sometimes it just come out with it. once you've cleaned it. That was rattling and I heard it. All that stuff, look, there it is, there's the tube. Boom. Oh my lord. Anyone for dessert? Look at the state of that. Oh, it's like someone's had jelly and ice cream for pudding. So we've got curry and jelly ice cream. This carburetor is shocking. So yeah, this is going to be an ultrasonic cleaner job, I'm afraid. That tube is absolutely rancid. Absolutely. Where's me O-ring over there? Let's put a bit of carb spray through here just to give it a bit of a helping hand. Just to start its day off. And as you know, I don't use carb spray very often. Let's just check the old main jet. Absolutely crystal clear, that main jet. Absolutely crystal clear. So my feeling is this mower's just been sat up. It's one of them mowers that's been sat up all winter and then not given the opportunity to be winterized or anything like that through the winter for the next season. So they've probably literally went out and bought a brand new mower, I'd say. 2 or 3 of those holes are plugged on this, so you need to get your filing kit and get rid of some of this muck. That's doing us no favours. You get your filing kit now, and your smallest one, I'm getting a couple more sets of these, mine are starting to break and what have you, I use them so much. There's a hole just here, there's 2 or 3 holes, I can barely even see them, and they're plugged. I can barely even see them because there's so much crud on here. I don't want to fit in there, they go in there though. And go on those ones. So literally just try and compress these, clean them up, wire brush them, do what you can just to clear the holes. And then I'm going to put this through my ultrasonic cleaner. And if you haven't got ultrasonic cleaner, then all I'm saying is you're missing out. Okay, I used to clean all my carburetors by hand, but now when cleaning bad carburetors, they go straight in the cleaner. Straight in the cleaner, 15 minutes each side. I don't use anything fancy, anything like that. I literally just use hot soapy water out the old sink. Boil the kettle up, and that's all I use. That I'm not going to go in there. I need to find a smaller one, which I haven't got. So I need to get a bit of wire to put in there. But I know 15 minutes each side. You haven't got to see me do that. There are videos of how to use ultrasonic cleaners. If you haven't got ultrasonic cleaner, I can point in the right direction where I got mine from, and hopefully that'll help you out. There's one there. I can barely even see it. My eyesight ain't that bad, but there's 2 holes there. There's one there. Another 2 there and 1 there. I can't get into those, so that was cleaning. The main jet, I always say this about all of my carburetors. Get your file that just goes in, not the one that doesn't fit. So that one's no good. That one's no good. It doesn't fit. So get the next one down, which would be this kiddie just there. Put that in, right, and you can feel it just on the sides of a wall of a jet. And you're not looking at necessarily taking the material off. You're looking at literally just cleaning the face of the wall up. That's the best way I can describe it. So just gently file away at it, just until you clean the appearance up, and that's looking 100% better already. Okay, bit of carb cleaner, lovely. So that's now been cleaned. Okay, back on the bench. First thing I want to do is put this little Chinese takeaway tub. These are brilliant, these are. I recommend having a Chinese and keeping these because they're just right from the workshop. Now I'm going to release the fuel. Just want to run some of this fuel out. I've got some water in there that I can see. And the rest looks like pretty good. Yeah, good fuel. So I'll just show you. Let me clip that back off again. And there is just a little tiny bit of water displacement just in here. See that water in there? So that gets rid of that. We don't want that. We don't want water in the old system. So now what we can do is I want to just nick off this overflow jet off this carburetor, because I want to be able to drain fuel through when we get the chance. I need to put on the choke, so take it off there first, put it onto there, and then as you go to put that on, get to a certain point and you can just put that choke assembly back in place. Once it's in place, you then get your long nose snips and then twist it back round the way it came originally. And then you see it's fully working. So then get your spring, which is down here somewhere, and that onto your throttle. That goes onto there. And then your throttle arm clips down to there. And that's all now all working as it should do. So if I ask it to choke, it fully chokes. You do a bit more twist on that because it may just decide to come off. So just put a bit more of a twist on it. Just straighten it back up. That's it. Better. Yeah, that's it. So that's now choking as it should do. Governor arm and throttle all working as it should do. Get a little bit of dirt and stuff in there. There's a few spiders. Now I want to hook up my my fuel line, which is a bit tricky. You've got the air breather, crankcase breather there right in the way. Let's tuck them out of the way for now. Get your fuel line, hook him on all the way down, and then grab your fuel hose clip, which ones these ones I hate, I've mentioned in previous videos, because you've got to use 2 fingers, 2 hands to get them on. And it goes on there. No fuel leaks, good to go. So now we put this little tiny gasket back on. Remember what I said, flat side down the bottom. That goes on. Air box, let's just check the old air filter out, see if it's got one in there. It should have like a big foam one in here. These are renowned for braking as well. The amount of these that I've had to aerudite over the years. Yeah, nice little air filter in there. It's a bit of a brush off, bit of a clean off, but it ain't too shabby. It's only there just to catch a bit of grass. That's okay. We're okay with that. Let's push that back into there. That back into there. Air breather, crankcase breather, whatever you want to call it. It's got to go onto here. Put it on now, save the time later on. And then slide all that onto there. And then your 2 10mm, got to go onto there. Don't do them up too tight because you'll knacker the thread. That's it. I did measure this. This is actually a 21-inch cut, this mower, which I'm quite happy with. Okay, let's just check the old blade, see what the blade's doing. Just a quick little sneaky peek. Blade looks okay, wants to sharpen. Bit of string around here and what have you. Let's get rid of that. Smells of petrol while it's been leaking. This has got a bit of a silly height adjustment setup. You've got to take the wheels off to adjust the height on these. I'm not a fan, but for a 21-inch cut mower, do you know what? That's quite light too. So what we can now do is just want to fire this up now. I'll do it in my shed. Just want to fire it up, see if it will now at least start. If it starts, we can then do a full service on it, do the blade. Sort of had a plug already, and do it all and what have you. Let's just check the oil, see what the oil's doing. See what it's got in it. Overfilled is what I will say. And generally machines that aren't starting generally do come overfilled. It's not excessively, but it is just a little tiny bit. All is black. Right, let's have a quick little look then. See what we can do. Let's turn the fuel on, which is that way. Should get no leaks now. We're trying to fire it up and see what happens. Choke was all the way back on it, I think. Choke was that way, from what I remember. I need to adjust this pull, it's too long. Let's see what we get now. Oh, I wanted to. Go a bit more. Cool. All runs. Bit smoky Joe, but it will be. All the smoke went out the door, which is cool. That's why I like working near his barn doors. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this pull cord cover off. That'll all come off now. There'll be 1 bolt here, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's 5. I'm going to spray that up so it looks nice and fandangled. Spray that up so it's nice as well. Once it's been done, I'm also going to do the oil and sharpen the blade, and then this little mower should be good to go. So give us 5-10 minutes. I'm just going to do all those little bits and pieces off camera. I'll come back to you when it's done, and we'll go for a fire up. Right, here it is. Whilst I've been busy working, Mrs. P and Nana over there. Look at them, look. Talk about taking a mickey. Right, there's me working my old fingers off, minor washing. Look, check them out. Sat there. What are you two doing?
Just watching you work.
Lazy mess. Here's me doing it all, trying to earn £1, and them two are sitting there sunning themselves. I think they're in Mallorca, don't they? Right, and there it is, looking a bit shiny now. Bit of bird muck on it I've got to get off, but it's all done. Pull cord's been done, new spark plug, all changes been done, blade sharp and balanced. Pull cord assembly, all been sprayed up and what have you. Looks quite nice actually. Got to be hit with a jet wash yet, once that paint's dried off. Also did a muffler guard as well, redid that. So now, let's see if this little lawnmower now fire up and run on its own accord. Let's have a little look. Yeah, it runs nice. There you go. Spear and Jackson mower, 21-inch cut. Picked up for about 15 quid. All now up and running. And be up for sale very, very soon. So super happy with that. I've got loads more to do on these little mowers. As you say, I've got a big collection now coming. Super happy with what I've got, which puts me back in the game. Because I was running very, very low on bits and pieces. But hopefully they'll be just as easy as that one. So yeah, super happy. Right, so that's that Spear and Jackson lawnmower now all up and running and doing exactly what it should do. It's now on its test, it hasn't missed a beat to be fair. I love those little engines, they just seem to run so nice and so smooth for what they are. And they are quite a cheap sort of Chinesium sort of make of lawnmower, but they do run very well and very easy to start. I've sold lots of those to the older generation because they don't need a lot of pulling, so I'm super happy with that. All in all, super pleased. Simple carburetor clean, bit of this, bit of that, air plug, filter change, all the rest of it, done, dusted, and she's rough and running. Super happy. If this is your first time watching Micks Mowers, hit the subscribe button, whack your bell, set notifications to all. I look forward to the next episode of Micks Mowers very, very soon. But until then, people, don't forget, more importantly, take her easy.